gonna be legend. Wait for it.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the funniest and most culturally significant sitcoms in American television history.
Listen, Ethel, I think this...
Number 30, Three's Company. As soon as you hear the theme song play, you know you're in for a good time.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you. When it comes to comfort shows, it doesn't get much better than Three's Company. Centered around three friends living together and getting into zany hijinks, it is a guaranteed good time no matter who you are. Despite the main characters all being single, none of them ended up together by the finale, deviating from a trope that still exists in some modern series. Each episode is packed with jokes that still widely hold up today, utilizing every comedic device from slapstick to innuendo.
Come on, Chrissy, a little less talk and a little more action, okay?
Okay, you do your part, I'll do mine.
Even after several cast changes, it is still beloved for several years, breaking a record for the highest-rated mid-season premiere in TV history. Number 29, The Golden Girls. While some sitcoms provide escapism from real-world issues, others are unafraid to tackle them head-on.
Barbara, why are you a member of a club like that?
Because they serve a great breakfast and the parking is free. Besides, it's their policy, not mine.
Yeah, but you tolerate it.
On the surface, The Golden Girls just seems to be about a group of older women living together in Miami. In reality, it is a perfect blend of dry comedy and political commentary, subverting every expectation that people may have had about it. From environmentalism to anti-Semitism, the program effortlessly tackled tough subjects that others wouldn't even touch. However, it still provided plenty of laugh-out-loud moments, thanks to the stellar performances from entertainment icons like Betty White and B. Arthur.
The great herring roll?
Yes, between the Lindstroms and the Johanssons.
Oh, that great herring roll!
It became an instant hit. Although it's been several decades since it went off the air, it has stood the test of time as an intergenerational favorite. Number 28, Scrubs. Medical programs have been a staple in television for some time, but this one deviates from the norm in the best way possible. Scrubs is unapologetically silly, from the daydream sequences to the way the characters interact with one another.
You're the only man who's ever been inside of me. Whoa, I just took out his appendix.
Despite the zany humor, it was anything but one-dimensional, as evidenced by several heart-wrenching episodes that had audiences sobbing across the nation. It also showed the doctors' lives beyond the hospital walls, giving them layered, complex storylines that kept viewers hooked. Beyond the writing, Scrubs strove for accuracy, collaborating with several professionals to craft their medical plots.
Real medical mysteries don't happen every week, and doctors damn sure don't look like models. They look like wrecks. Chin up, you ugly bastard.
With the sheer level of care poured into it, it's no wonder it earned over a dozen Emmy nominations during its tenure. Number 27, The Andy Griffith Show. Sometimes the best series are the simplest ones. Harkening back to a simpler time, The Andy Griffith Show perfectly captures a sense of nostalgia, even for those born long after it ended. Sheriff Andy Taylor is the ultimate protagonist, laying down the law and life lessons with ease alongside his bumbling deputy.
These babies can go off. Now, you see what I mean?
The juxtaposition between the two enhanced the comedy to an even higher level, with both actors perfectly bouncing off one another in each episode. Despite its booming popularity, it never fully sold out.
Are you serious about this education business?
Of course I am. I wouldn't fund about a thing like that.
Andy, what are you thinking about?
Well, I guess anything's possible.
Griffith, in particular, wanted the focus to remain on the morals of the show rather than the products that came from it. To this day, it is a perfect snapshot of 1960s TV. Number 26, 30 Rock. You know a show is funny when it manages to get away with mocking the network it airs on.
This is our NBC priority pie chart. The big red part, you can see, is The Biggest Loser. The yellow slice, our number 2 priority, make it 1997 again through science or magic.
Based on Tina Fey's actual experiences as a comedy writer, 30 Rock is satire in its purest form. Between the characters' wacky antics is a razor-sharp commentary on entertainment and NBC itself. It even accurately predicted the trajectory of reality TV. It also stood out for its use of cutaway scenes, which by that point had been primarily featured in animated programs.
I was part of a special task force of very young-looking cops who infiltrated high schools. How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
The unique delivery only added to its prestige, helping it remain revered critically even as it struggled to maintain ratings. Although some of the cast has been embroiled in controversy over the years, its legacy has stayed intact through it all. Number 25, Arrested Development.
What exactly is this intervention for?
We need you to come back and run the business.
With practically every character delivering their own brand of chaos, this serialized comedy could have easily become too much early on. It managed to toe the line perfectly, creating a show whose humor has yet to be truly replicated. Centered around the disgraced Bluth family, Arrested Development is packed to the brim with hilarity. The jokes often include callbacks to previous episodes and storylines.
I haven't found the right girl. When I do, I will ask her out. Has anyone in this family ever even seen a chicken?
Despite how hilarious it was, it never went out of its way to appeal to the widest audience possible, instead curating a loyal fan base that followed the program across different stations and streaming services. Although the revival wasn't as well received, the first 3 seasons in particular remain a masterclass in humor and writing. Number 24, Parks and Recreation.
As much as I would like to go for the all-time City Hall single-day meetings record, there is an emergency. Someone is trying to alter a gazebo.
Participating in local politics is vital, but can also be frustrating. No comedy better captured that dichotomy than Parks and Recreation, a mockumentary focusing on the department and their attempts to serve Pawnee. The characters' traits are all dialed up to 11, making their personalities stand out without reducing them to complete caricatures. Although it had a rocky start thanks to comparisons to its predecessor and complaints about the lead, it quickly found its groove.
Tom? I couldn't afford enough premium carpet to get us to the stage. I mean, it was a short walk, but it was pretty luxurious, right?
By the time it ended in 2015, it had skyrocketed in popularity and acclaim, being considered one of the best shows of the 21st century. It also boasted several political cameos, including from then Vice President Joe Biden, permanently sealing its place within the culture. Number 23, Married with Children. Sitcoms often come with a litany of tropes, including a near picture-perfect family. Married with Children flipped that on its head, instead centering the series around a dysfunctional family unit.
The call costs more than the car.
Yes, and it cost more than the condom I should have used the night you were conceived.
This was practically unheard of at the time, making it instantly stand out among other shows. While the concept makes it seem as though the jokes would be peak boomer humor, the stellar writing and acting made the biting satire all the more apparent. The mature humor was also a complete departure from the wholesome programs that came before it. Though it was undeniably controversial, it was still a breath of fresh air to those who had grown tired of the standard sitcom fare, helping it stay on the air for over a decade.
Now relax and let Daddy enjoy his weekend.
Oh my God!
Number 22, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. When it first hit the scene in 2005, no one could have predicted it would become the longest-running live-action comedy in American history.
You know what's lame? Being around this long and never getting an award. Makes you look like a bunch of assholes.
Known for its unapologetically dark humor and famously awful characters, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is everything a sitcom typically isn't. Between the gang never having to atone for their misdeeds and their never-ending attempts to further their own interests, they quickly became proof that protagonists don't have to be morally good to be likable.
Dayman, fighter of the night, man,
Although the program still wields the same edgy humor that helped it earn its initial acclaim, recent seasons have proven that it can pull off stories with more emotional depth as well, making fans all the more excited for the show's future. Number 21, Modern Family. In classic sitcoms, the families take on a very traditional nuclear structure. By the 21st century, the idea of what the nuclear family looked like had changed. Modern Family was the perfect reflection of that.
Okay, you're...
He's our son.
And my grandson.
I'm his daughter.
So you're...
His uncle. Stop saying that or I'll sit on your chest again.
One of the more progressive shows of its time, it was unafraid to portray several non-traditional household units, helping break boundaries that hadn't been challenged often beforehand. The series quickly became a staple of ABC's Wednesday night lineup, dominating both the airwaves and award season for a decade. It completely redefined the idea of a family-based sitcom, turning the niche on its head decades after it had already been established.
A family picture without us?
It went on to win nearly 24 Emmys and is still relevant today. Number 20. Community. This was proof that a set of characters can have hardly anything in common and still bounce off one another perfectly.
TV's the best dad there is. TV never came home drunk. TV never forgot me at the zoo. TV never abused and insulted me. Unless you count Cop Rock.
Community had the perfect opportunity for a truly unique ensemble, using the setting of a community college to bring about an unlikely group of friends. It utilized self-referential and meta-humor often, paying tribute to various cliches found within the art form.
We'll definitely be back next year. If not, it'll be because an asteroid has destroyed all human civilization. And that's canon.
Each actor brought something different to the table, resulting in a litany of comedic styles that all meshed perfectly. Community remains beloved, with the fan base eager to finally see Abed's prediction of the show getting 6 seasons and a movie come true, with the latter being announced in 2022. It seems it will finally happen. Number 19. The Jeffersons. On air when family-based sitcoms were all the rage, The Jeffersons brought in a decade's worth of good times.
All right, so what's going on here?
I didn't expect you home so early.
A spin-off of All in the Family, the series has much of the same humor, with patriarch George Jefferson serving as the go-to character for comedy through his out-of-touch mannerisms and loudmouth antics.
I wear a fresh one every day.
Ah, you don't blow money on a fresh flower every day.
No, I steal one every day from a blind flower girl.
Not one to tolerate anyone, George never holds back what he's thinking, a point of chagrin to his wife Louise. The couple's frequent bickering is a staple for the sitcom, and the way that they stay together despite it all is why we love watching them together. Although it follows the same style as its parent series, The Jeffersons are hard to shake off, as they even pop up in other sitcoms with their trademark dispositions.
Come on, shake a leg. We gotta get into that Universal tour and see the backdraft ride.
Oh, then you should probably leave now before the fire goes out.
Oh, believe me, Will, the fire went out a long time ago.
Number 18. Taxi. Featuring a cast that went on to become bona fide comedy legends, Taxi is a celebration of different forms of comedy.
What does a yellow light mean? Slow down. Okay. What? Yellow light mean?
The backdrop sees employees of the Sunshine Cab Company hoping to go beyond working as taxi drivers to make it big. Of course, this usually blows up in their face, as circumstances always land them right back in the driver's seat. Taxi was also significant for its time for delving into aspects like life crises and the importance of self-worth, all wrapped up in its brand of humor.
Oh, yeah? Hey, what happened?
My beloved grandmother died.
That's good news.
No, that's terrible news. Bobby, what kind of a person are you?
The series is now largely known for being the springboard to success for its cast, and it's quite an experience to see them bring their A-game in this multi-Emmy award-winning sitcom. Number 17. Schitt's Creek. This sitcom manages to turn an absurd concept into an entire series.
I'm filming television's Moira Rose. Won't you join me for a little stroll through the slice of paradise I like to call the town where I currently am?
After the Rose family loses their fortune, they're forced to relocate to a small town that patriarch Johnny bought as a joke. With Johnny's wife Moira, daughter Alexis, and son David similarly incompetent in life without money, the characters have to figure out a way to survive living beyond their means.
I think you might actually need to break a sweat in order to earn sweat equity.
Okay, what if I got Patrick to break a sweat for me? That's called outsourcing. Outsourcing.
Are you passing this economics course?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Jokes generally come in the form of witty wisecracks and banter between the family. As the show's name goes, Schitt's Creek is as run down as you can imagine, with the Roses constantly coming into conflict with fellow residents. While the absurdist humor always remains, it also develops its characters over the years to create a well-rounded story where everyone has a part to play. Number 16. Roseanne. A family sitcom with a twist, Roseanne takes a look at the struggles of a working-class family trying to make ends meet. It's a lot funnier than it sounds, as the titular character and her husband's knack for downplaying their issues is emphasized numerous times.
Come on, honey, one verse.
I got you to kiss goodnight. I got you to hold me tight. I got you and I won't let go. I got you to love me so.
The series is notable for its depiction of relatable problems, and it's always nice to see these things presented with a balance between comedy and realism. Interestingly enough, we're encouraged to appreciate the issues the family has in Roseanne, as their flaws are the main hook for viewers.
Hey, I don't mean to interfere here, but, you know, the kids, they just took a shot at staying together. It's not like it's the worst thing in the world.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, it's not even the worst thing Darlene's done today.
While the 9th season's arc of the family's sudden riches was unpopular, the show is remembered mainly for its humorous and touching tackling of everyday life. Number 15, The Big Bang Theory. Credited with helping to make geek culture mainstream, this show dives into the lives of geniuses. Using the normal character of Penny as the audience surrogate, we watch how being a geek is actually a fun way to live. Of course, putting up with Sheldon Cooper comes with the territory, with his long list of issues bringing plenty of hilarious moments.
My answers to the standard Rorschach inkblot test are A, a bat, B, a bat, C, a bat, and D, my father killing my mother with a hypodermic needle.
While the series starts out adhering to the geeky concept, it takes a heartwarming turn to show the characters maturing into responsible adults. In a way, the story can be distilled into Sheldon's change for the better, as he goes from a jerk to truly appreciating his circle of friends.
But I want you to know, in my way, I love you all. And I love you.
Not to mention all the celebrity cameos that are always a riot to watch. Number 14, Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's not easy being the only sane man, as Larry David's struggles dealing with societal norms is the backdrop for this sitcom. Playing a fictional but realistic version of himself, Larry constantly finds himself in awkward situations due to his reluctance to match other people's expectations.
Scoot over. How many years you know this guy? I mean, you're close friends.
You're right. I know him longer, so he should sit over there because I'm actually going to be talking to him more than you, so I should have eye contact with him, as opposed to turning around and straining my neck.
There's never a real plotline, as the story is basically about Larry finding a way to dig himself a bigger hole than the one he was in before.
I saw a bag of your dad's cashew raisins.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Did you get it?
Yeah. He's kind of skipping on the cashews a little bit.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like 4 cashews in a whole bag.
This actually makes the show all the more hilarious, since we see the world from Larry's eyes vis-a-vis his seeming dislike for everyone. The fact that people never really change gives the show excellent replay value, as Larry's constant grumpiness is always worth a watch. Number 13, Happy Days. Appropriately titled for the way things work out in this series, Happy Days is a tribute to the sweet life of the 50s and 60s. It's widely known for its major shift from starting as family-centric to becoming all about the Fonz.
Since there's so many of you and just one of me, I like to warm up a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna be right back as soon as I finish warming up, okay?
After experiencing success with wacky jokes and storylines, the show completely embraced this aspect to become a surreal experience. This all works in its favor, though, introducing memorable characters who then starred in their own spin-offs, like Robin Williams' Mork.
This is the best contest I've had in 20 bleams. The only reason I won is because your champion cared about his earthly friends. Funny thing, this warmth. We don't have it on Earth. We tried it once a long time ago, didn't work, overpopulation.
Fonzie's cultural impact remains to this day, with the Fonz being the epitome of coolness. Happy Days is also known for popularizing the term jumping the shark, when Fonzie literally jumped over a shark. Number 12, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Although this show helped Will Smith skyrocket to fame, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is an ensemble effort where every member of the family offers a different kind of comedy.
What's this thing?
It's a symbol for get out of my house!
Featuring the loudmouth Will in contrast to his upper-class relatives, most of the stories revolve around how a normal guy might feel living in absolute splendor. Making up most of the hilarity are Will's connections with the supporting characters, with his jabs at Cousin Carlton and Uncle Phil being something that never gets old. Although its comedic value is without question, the series is notable for touching heartbreaking topics with sensitivity.
Got through my first date without him, right? I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him!
With other elements like musical sequences and physical comedy frequently shown, the Banks family household is rich in every sense of the word. Number 11, How I Met Your Mother.
It was the best night ever. Laughter raining down like April showers. Oh, we talk for hours.
Oh, that's no good.
A refreshing take on the Friends in the City concept, this sitcom takes us back through the years as Ted Mosby searches for his true love. While he tries to be the good guy, his fixation on finding the perfect woman is a painful experience in more ways than one. Much of the jokes come from Ted's contrasting best friends Marshall and Barney, with the latter pulling out all the stops to be the ultimate player.
Whoa, don't drink that. I saw some guy slip something in there.
What? Who?
That guy.
Thank you.
The show's greatest strength lies in the way it hooks viewers into the mystery of the titular mother's identity for a heartfelt journey through time. Although the botched twist in the finale left a bad taste in the fanbase's minds, the good times of the gang most certainly remain legendary. Number 10, Will and Grace. A groundbreaking and even daring show at the time of its debut, Will and Grace defies stereotypes to make comedy its main asset.
It's a Cher doll. Why on earth would I want to... Oh, okay, here you go.
Focusing on the lifelong friendship of straight interior designer Grace Adler and gay lawyer Will Truman, the story sees the pair's adventures in the city with kooky friends Jack and Karen. Despite the series being promoted through the titular duo, it's the combined chemistry of the four characters that make it such a must-watch. Will and Grace has a largely mature take on the matters of romance, and it's a nice change from the norm when the leads love each other platonically without relationship drama. The show also came back for a reboot, returning on a funnier and more positive note.
Well, Twitter celebrity sighting. The West Side curmudgeon is here.
I love him. He hates the things we hate and tweets about it.
Should I go over and fangirl out on him?
Oh, I wouldn't.
Okay, well, we're different.
Number 9, Frasier. Arguably the wittiest sitcom ever made, Frasier sets up its jokes well in advance for a hilarious payoff. While it is a follow-up to Cheers, the series has a style of its own, focusing on the Crane family and Frasier's wacky experiences at his pop psychiatry radio show.
KACL Cash Call Week. $5,000 if you answer your phone with the phrase that pays. So when your phone rings, don't say hello, say, well, blow me down!
Its supporting cast are deserving stars in their own right, with David Hyde Pierce in particular delivering laugh-out-loud moments through his character Niles' many idiosyncrasies.
You bought a starter's pistol?
Yes. You see, as long as Maris thinks it's real, it makes her feel secure, but this way, no one can get hurt.
Frasier is also notable for the big contrast between the Crane brothers and their father Martin, who serves as the audience surrogate for how snooty his sons can be. Still, there's plenty of emotional moments to find here, with the series cleverly deconstructing Frasier's character to make him a deeply layered protagonist. Number 8, The Mary Tyler Moore Show. With complex, realistic plot lines about a young woman's career at a news program, the premise of this series was a rarity for its time.
This thing with you and Lars, you know what a big mouth Ted has. And what Ted doesn't tell, I will tell. And pretty soon it's going to be all over the station. And they're not going to think that that's a terrific image for the happy homemaker. So you see, it comes down to a choice. Either Lars or your show. I've got to go. I will see you later.
Not only was it revolutionary then, it's also aged very well as a relatable show for viewers of today. Mary's navigation of both her career and her relationships is given central focus, which also establishes the roles of the supporting players. The ins and outs of life at the news program is an interesting framing device, with important issues such as gender norms frequently tackled.
After 2 long years, he said, why rush into things? That's why she's here, Rhoda, to start a new life for herself. That's why she needs this apartment.
Compared to my life, that's a Walt Disney movie.
It's a sitcom that brings charming, youthful energy and doles out humor in clever ways. All in all, we'd love to feel as free as Mary does every time she throws that hat in the air. Number 7, Friends. The biggest pop culture phenomenon that a sitcom could hope to be, Friends has a concept that is relevant for every generation.
Well, this isn't exactly the kind of Thanksgiving that all of you planned, but for me, this has been really great. You know, I think because
It didn't involve divorce or projectile vomiting.
With the central characters each having their unique gags and quirks, the show offers everything from career to romance troubles. And whether it's Ross's many embarrassing pratfalls or Chandler's scathing sarcasm, laughter is guaranteed in every episode.
Pivot! 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 Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Of course, long-running story hooks make Friends what it is, and fans continue to debate if Ross and Rachel really were on a break. More than anything, it's the Friends' tight bond that tugs on our heartstrings as they really are there for each other every step of the way. This extends to the supporting cast too, because who could forget someone like Janice?
Oh my God!
Number 6. MASH. If you're looking for a sitcom with a genuine dose of reality, look no further than MASH. Set against the backdrop of the Korean War, it's among the first comedy series to become an iconic piece of pop culture. Featuring the medical staff of the 4077th Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, i.e. MASH, the show initially took a lighthearted approach to medical procedures.
But you have a pool ball lodged in your mouth. No sweat. There is an alternative. I'll just take your temperature the other way.
It helps that the characters retain a funny bone in these matters, as the tribulations of war are still present for viewers to understand.
McIntyre.
Yeah.
What's in here?
Soot, sir.
Soot?
Yep.
Be the judge of that.
Over the 11 seasons, the show ventures into dramatic territory so as not to downplay the heavy setting. Still, it's incredible the way it balances its subject matter with regular funny material and many heartwarming moments. Number 5. The Office. Adaptations are rarely more successful than the original, and the US Office had quite the task to match the one starring Ricky Gervais. However, The Office has become a household name thanks to leading man Steve Carell, whose role as Michael Scott has reached legendary levels. No! Set in a branch of the fictional Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, the series manages to present the mundanity of office work as a series of crazy events. Its large cast offers variety in all forms, ranging from dry humor to sheer lunacy.
We're gonna die of boredom.
Yeah.
Right? And if I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice.
There's a definite sense of camaraderie through it all, as well-done character development leads to every employee getting their deserved happy endings. As for the connections with the UK version, the series had that covered as well. Number 4. Cheers. An ensemble piece that really works, Cheers lives up to its name with its feel-good quality. Sam Malone's bar is the backdrop for over a decade's worth of adventures as the characters are brought together for good times to cherish. While romance isn't its greatest asset, Cheers is known for popularizing the will they won't they trope, with Sam and Diane's explosive chemistry.
I always wanted to pop you one. Maybe this is my lucky day, huh?
You disgust me. I hate you.
Are you as turned on as I am?
More.
It also extends to character traits, with aspects like Cliff's irrelevant trivia facts and Norm's iconic bar entrances.
Morning, everybody. Hey, what's going on, Normie? My birthday, Sammy. Give me a beer, stick a candle in it, and I'll blow out my liver.
The show deserves praise for bringing in new characters for us to connect with, as Rebecca, Frasier, and Woody fit right in with the gang for years to come. All things considered, we'd love to be where everybody knows our name. Number 3. I Love Lucy. Deviating from the traditional married life sitcom, the characters here constantly go from one scheme to the next.
Ricardo, I'm going to put you to work chocolate dipping. You say you've had experience.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm a dipper from way back.
Yes?
They used to call me the Big Dipper.
Featuring Lucy and her bandleader husband Ricky, the sitcom mainly centers around her frequent attempts to make it in showbiz. Ricky's exasperation with Lucy and their neighbors' never-ending pursuit of their wild dreams are the basis for the series' comedy. While largely without an ongoing story, Lucy's naivete and happy-go-lucky attitude are so infectious that we can't help but hope she finally gets her big break. The arrival of the couple's son provides more reasons to follow their adventures, as the show puts a new spin on things.
I'm afraid we're not going to be able to keep it.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, dear, our house is too small for a dog.
But, Mommy, it's a small dog.
Well, I know, but he's going to grow bigger.
Maybe our house will grow bigger, too.
The overall happy atmosphere is credited with setting the template for future sitcoms, as I Love Lucy's legacy is here to stay. Number 2, All in the Family. As the top-rated show for much of its airing, All in the Family paved the way for the genre to dabble in multiple subject matters. With a protagonist like Archie Bunker, a man with no verbal filter, the series pushed the boundaries of what could be portrayed on screen.
Zucchini?
Yeah, what up?
I was gonna eat the zucchini after I finished the peas.
Then when are you gonna get to the turkey?
After the zucchini.
That's dumb.
The general outline involves Archie's reluctant acceptance of his daughter and son-in-law in his house, resulting in a culture clash between them. The presence of equally hilarious supporting characters like the Jeffersons provide additional avenues for comedy.
There you are. Thank you. That bartender's willing to work for me because if you got enough green in your pocket, then black becomes his favorite color.
Through Archie's uninformed attitude, the show injects dramatic conflict that ultimately made it an influential series for its time. It also sets Archie up for a much-needed change in character, while retaining his overall comical persona. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Seinfeld. Rather than indulge in any heavy-handed storytelling, Seinfeld is all about delivering belly laughs. The show is about nothing, featuring hilarious episodes about mundane things like looking for a car in a parking lot or going to the airport. We aren't bogged down by the faults in Jerry and his friends since the characters are meant to be shallow and unlikable. Interestingly, side characters are what make the show a success, as everyone has a personality turned up to the highest level of eccentricity.
I returned that book. I remember it very specifically.
You're a comedian. You make people laugh.
I try.
You think this is all a big joke, don't you?
No, I don't.
Still, Seinfeld manages to get viewers attached to the gang due to their inability to understand how over-the-top they can be. In fact, the only thing Seinfeld can't do is not be funny, and the show is certainly aware of that.
You cannot not be funny.
Of course I can. Am I being funny now?
A little.
Oh, this is funny? I'm being funny?
Yeah.
George, is this funny?
It's funny.
Which of these iconic sitcoms do you think has had the biggest cultural impact? Be sure to let us know in the comments.
Dairy.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.